So today we're going to talk about Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn. Or as it's now called, Harley Quinn Birds of Prey? I think it's kind of like that now. Because it seems to not make a lot of money, so change the title because then the movie's better, I guess. So Birds of Prey stars Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, of course, again, and also Ian McGregor, who plays the bad, evil Black Mask. And what does Black Mask really want to do in this movie? Well, he needs a diamond. Because that's not generic and not stereotypical at all. Really, I'm not joking about this. Black Mask wants a diamond because in this diamond is the bank information of a rich family, a rich and powerful family in Gotham. And if he gets this diamond, he will not only get all of the money, but all the power in the world. Surprise, surprise, Harley Quinn is a big part of this movie. And at first we see her struggling as she broke up with the Joker. She breaks up publicly with the Joker by blowing up Ace Chemicals, the place where they both started their big relationship, if you want to call it like their mad relationship. Because of that, because of breaking up publicly, she's now free to kill. Because all her enemies that she's made over the past months, years, now finally have the allowance to kill her because she's not anymore protected by the Joker. And so she's struggling because all of those enemies try to hunt her down. And Black Mask is also one of them. So Harley Quinn gets dragged into this whole mess with the diamond by Black Mask. I'm trying to do it as spoiler-free as possible if you cannot guess. And something happens which makes it even harder to retrieve the diamond. So they fight and fight. And something with Birds of Prey happens at the very end. So, this is kind of spoiler-free what Birds of Prey is about. And if this sounds really shallow to you, it is. I do not understand why people say the story of this movie is great. I do not get it. And I know I will get shit for this. I think Batman vs. Superman has a more complex story than this movie. Because, like, an evil guy wants the diamond to rule the world. I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know why nobody's like noticing this or like saying it in their reviews, because it's like the most stereotypical. It's like almost like a joke that you really made this your big story point where everything revolves around. Talking about stereotypes, Black Mask. Another thing I do not get about this movie. Everyone's like, oh yeah, Ian McGregor's performance was so amazing. Ewan McGregor was incredible in this movie. But do not make a mistake. I'm not saying that it's Ewan McGregor's fault. It's not his acting, it's the script. And maybe actually this portrayal of the character is the true Black Mask like he is in the comics. I've never read a comic with Black Mask, so I can't tell you. But what I can tell you is if this is how Black Mask should be, I'm glad that most comics and games do not portray him that way. Because in my opinion, this Black Mask, or it's not even the point that it's Black Mask. The point is that it's the most stereotypical evil guy that you can make. I'm not even joking, it's one of those over-the-top evil guys that's almost like start to cry when something goes not according to their plan because they're so angry and pissed off. And I don't understand why people are not mentioning this. So we have the Joker, for example, who is crazy but still methodical, who always pushes Batman to the brink of insanity, almost breaking the bat. Or if we look at the other spectrum, at Marvel, we have Thanos. We get why he's doing what he's doing. Yes, it's batshit insane what he's doing, but we get why he's doing the things that he's doing. And then we have Black Mask in this movie, who essentially is a misogynistic, evil guy who dresses up in like this stereotypical colorful suits, and he's always like, hello my dear, I'm so lovely to see you. And I'm like, ugh. It's like, I don't get this. Why are people saying that this is a great evil guy? You know, people criticize like some portrayals of the Joker for being too funny and too over the top. But this Black Mask version, oh, that's perfect. This is like perfect how it should be. I mean, Ewan McGregor is having fun in the role, I can tell, because he can go fully over the top. I mean, it's such a stereotypical portrayal of an evil guy. And then there is this other problem that nobody wants to address. I mean, I don't know why. Nobody is critiquing this movie. I mean, are you all scared of this movie? I don't know why. Maybe it's because of this topic that the movie always revolves around. It's always trying to push into you. And it's doing it like with Black Mask and how stereotypical he is, like with the story, how stereotypical and generic it is. in the most stereotypical and generic way, and that is feminism. Now, I know it's sad that you have to say this when you're talking about this topic, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I know not many people, not many reviewers want to address this topic because it's such a heated topic and nobody wants to get shit from like extreme feminists who are like, oh, you can't say anything bad about feminism because they're not listening to what you're saying. They just hear like, this is not good, and they're like ramming your fist in your face. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, and it's sad that I have to say this so that all the like extreme and radical feminists out there are pleased. I am for feminism, don't get me wrong. Men and women should be treated equally. Gender should never have anything to do with how you will be treated. Okay, so that this disclaimer is now out of the way, so I can finally say what's my opinion about this movie in this regard. Of course, because we have Birds of Prey and it really wants to ram in this feministic view, this stereotypical feministic view in your face, Black Mask is a misogynist. I mean, the character is a misogynist, and apart from one reviewer, I have not seen one who mentions this, and I don't get it. Because there's one scene in this movie, I do not understand how a feminist could even say this is a great portrayal. There is a scene where a plan of Black Mask fails. Wow, what a big spoiler. I know, you can't watch the movie now anymore. But it fails and he gets really pissed. I'm like, oh, you know, this stereotypical stuff. And of course, because we have so many stereotypes already in this movie, why not put in another evil guy stereotype? He's angry and pissed off. And then there's one girl, because he has a bar, you know, and there's one girl like in the background, she's laughing for it because I don't know why, maybe her boyfriend made a joke, I don't know. But of course Black Mask thinks she has laughed about him. So he goes up to her, go stand on the table. And at this moment I was like, oh no, I know you want to tell me about feminism, but don't you dare, don't you do this now. And he's like, stand on the table. Strip and dance. And she goes ahead and does this and she cries, and it should be this like, oh, look how evil this guy is, how misogynistic, and this man is so bad, what a woman hater. And I'm like, ugh, because it's so in you know, it's not, I get the message. It's not that the message is wrong. Misogynistic people are pieces of shit. I agree. But the way it's handled is so stereotypical and so in your face. I mean, that's another thing. Harley Quinn in this movie cannot stop telling you the story. It's incredible. And nobody, again, is mentioning this. I mean, I think, I have to correct myself. One person mentioned it. Oh my God, at the beginning, it gets better at the middle point. But oh my God, in the beginning of this movie, it's almost always exclusively Harley Quinn telling us what happened while we watch a montage of scenes happening. This is one of the most lazy ways to tell a story. And actually, the breakup between the Joker and Harley Quinn, I would have loved to see it. I get it, you don't want to have a Jared Leto Joker anymore. You didn't even give him a real chance in Suicide Squad, because let's be honest, how many scenes had he in Suicide Squad? 2, 3, 6 maybe if we really push it. So I would have loved to see that in this movie. See it explored, not told to me by Harley Quinn in like fast forward mode. And in my opinion, it always breaks the flow of the movie. I don't know, it just takes me out of the movie when suddenly the frame stops and Harley Quinn starts to ramble. There's literally a scene where she's being held hostage, that's all I'm gonna say, I'm not gonna say by whom. And she's being held hostage. And then it was, I mean, the scene was, you know, it was fine. And then it would have been fine, but of course we're gonna stop the frame, and now I'm gonna tell you about why all my enemies don't like me. And they do the Suicide Squad crawl, like showing people and then like the name and then why they don't like me. Like, didn't you learn from Suicide Squad? We don't like this kind of like forced and lazy introduction of things. Show us, don't like just throw it in our faces by literally explaining it to us. I think it's just so lazy, and nobody's mentioning this again because, oh, you can't critique this movie because it has like feministic tones. No, you can't do that, you know. But if there's something positive about this movie, then surely this Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. Already in Suicide Squad, she was the strongest part, and also in this movie, she shines. However, sometimes I think she She borders on overacting, but she's really good at playing Harley Quinn. She really perfectly impersonates this character. So that's a positive. And yes, in general, the acting is good to fine. There's no bad acting in this movie. So acting-wise, yes, the movie is good. There was a scene where, again, of course, because it's a stereotypical evil guy, he really gets mad and he's like stomping with his feet. Again, I'm over-exaggerating, of course, but it's kind of like that. It feels like that to me when I've seen like amazing evil guys like Thanos. And he gets real angry, and then he blurts out the most amazing line ever written in cinema. Are you ready? Fucking fuck! If you're wondering, I'm just searching for good scriptwriters, because they ain't in this movie. And direction-wise, the movie is fine. I wouldn't say it's good, to be honest, because when I look at all the scenes, it's all competently shot and well shot. But there is no, there is no standout scene for me, or any scene where I would remember the scene. It's nothing to remember for me. It's well done, it's competently done, but nothing out of the ordinary in my opinion. So guys, that was my review of Birds of Prey. I've finally done it. So what is your opinion on this movie? I really want to know. Let's discuss this maybe without hating and screaming at each other in the comments below. And if you like this movie, good for you, because the thing is, I will be just honest with you guys. If I don't like something, I'll just tell you. If I find something stereotypical or ridiculous, I'll tell you. I will not hold back only because the mainstream says, oh, you cannot say anything bad about this topic because then you will get flamed. I don't care. Honestly, if people start flaming me because I don't like a movie, it just shows how sad our society has become. So guys, that was my review of Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. I just had to say it again, sorry. The title is ridiculous, whatever. What is your opinion on this movie? Did you like it? If so, why? Let's discuss it. Let's talk about it. I'm really interested in your opinions. That was my movie review. Till later. Bye.